Hey everybody, my name is Sabrina and I'm Jayna's wife, and I really just wanted to introduce myself and tell you that I'm actually going to start posting videos on Jayna's page about, the wife's point of view, because this isn't only a journey for them, this is also a journey for us as well. We're essentially witnessing the metamorphosis of our spouses, which is a great thing. Honestly, it's different, yes, but it's a great thing once you get a handle on this is who they want, this is who they are. And I know everybody's story is a little bit different, and everybody is, whether you agree or disagree with some of the points, I totally get it. Everybody has a different ideal about it. And I guess, what I wanted to say is I'm supporting Jayna. And I know not everybody does. And as a spouse, this is hard because we married one person and they've always had this other person kind of hiding inside of them. And so now it's, whether you stay with your partner or, stay with your partner after their transition, or, your marriage decides to just not work out any longer, that's okay. Either way, this is, a journey, not only a journey for you, but it's also a journey for them. So I'm choosing to stay with Jayna because I love her, and just being a bigger girl in general, I fell in love with what's on the inside, not essentially the packaging on the outside. Like, yeah, it's a bonus, but I fell in love with her heart and her soul and her mind, and those aren't changing. Those parts I love about Jayna aren't changing. The outside's just changing, which I'm totally okay with. I'm totally okay with them. Jayna did have a doctor's appointment today. Yay! I don't know how that went, but I figure I'll ask her later, and she'll probably post about it later as well. Honestly, I'm here for any spouse, because it's not easy. It's not easy. You're literally falling, if you choose to say you're literally falling in love with another person. Whether it be, male to female, male to male, you're falling in love with a whole nother person. And also, we as spouses become essentially the mentor slash, not tour guide, but guide through everything, makeup, hair, clothes, those sorts of things. We're the people who they come to because they trust us, and I love her enough to not let her go out of the house looking like a hooker. That's just how I am. We also have a son, and he's great, and it's also different because we're going from dad to mom, and honestly, we haven't figured out what we're going to call her yet, because I'm mama, but we're trying to figure out, she's mom, mommy, madre, like, we're trying to figure out different ways, for the distinction between who is mom, because we both are, at the end of the day, we're both mom, but we're trying to figure out what do we call her. Also with Jayna, I got to pick, let me fix this camera. Also with Jayna, who's probably texting me right now, also with Jayna, I got to pick her middle name, and her initials are JWR, before. So now she's Jayna, and she let me pick her middle name, which was really important to me because, I'm not the one going through this transformation. This is her, and I know there's a lot of paperwork and there's a lot of things that she has to worry about on her own. And as a spouse, we lean on each other for everything. So letting her give me the chance to, pick her middle name was great. We decided on Winter, so she'll be Jayna Winter. Which I think is awesome because the initials don't change at all, which is really, really great. Also, I'm going to be posting about like hair removal and coffee scrubs and those sorts of things that are really simple, because I don't know if Jayna said this, but we're broke college students and we're parents, so we don't have all the time and the money in the world to be doing laser hair removal, which is like $400 a round. It's insane. So I'm going to be trying coffee scrubs and turmeric scrubs and like anything Pinterest has on like hair removal. And I'm going to let you know how that goes, because Jayna's my guinea pig, so while I get to play mad scientist. So my next video is going to be about the coffee scrub we've been doing for the past 3.5 weeks now, which I think is awesome. Also, I'm here for you guys, so I'm also going to be posting in the comments like my email. So if you guys need, so if anybody needs to talk, I'm here. You know, I get it. You know, I don't fully understand everybody else's, you know, situations, and it's different for everybody, and you know, it's just one of those things that we're kind of all in this together. And so if I can be in any help, please email me. I'm not shy, and I love meeting new people and talking to new people, so I'm there for that. Also, with a lot of things with spouses, many spouses decide to get a divorce. Many, you know, they just decide to part because they don't know who this person is anymore, or it's against religious beliefs, or whatever the cause may be. Just know that if that's the choice you made, I'm not faulting you. I'm not judging you. I get it. It's hard. And it's not something that I care to admit that I thought of it myself. You know, it was one of those things that crossed my mind of, this is, you know, this isn't the person I married. And you know, and you go through, at least for me, I went through almost like a mourning kind of period of, I'm losing my husband. Like, yeah, you know, this is not the person I married anymore. This is the, I guess, person who was hiding on the inside. It's kind of hard to explain, but for me, it was like I was losing my husband, which I know that's not the case, because you know, I'm essentially losing the outside packaging of my husband, not who he is as a person who she is as a person on the inside. That's also another thing. Pronouns are they're the hardest for me, so I apologize if I mix it up or whatever. Call me out on it in comments. I don't care. Go for it. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, so if you decided to go down the divorce path, you know what? I don't fault you. I'm not judging you. It's okay. You know, I'm sure partially deep down they still love you, you know, and they get that. They understand that this is difficult. You know, it's not an easy path. And you know, for the ones that do stay, you know, you're in an uphill battle. This is because everybody, you get the with my family at least, you get the either the unsupporting family, or the family who just doesn't get it, or the ones who you really need to make that phone call, but this isn't something you can just pick up the phone and go, hey, by the way, my husband's transgender. Yeah, and he wants to go through transition to become a woman, to become the person he wants, you know, that he is, and you know, on the inside. Yeah, like for me, that's the biggest struggle, is making that phone call to tell family and go, yeah, this is my life now. And yes, I'm standing by them because I love them and I married them and I made a promise that you know, and honestly, at the end of the day, you know, that's up to you. That's, you know, that's something that, you know, search your heart, think about it, you know, meditate on it. My only advice is that you don't make rash decisions with the emotions that are going on. Like, honestly, like, take a deep breath, you know, do your thing, take a step back, you know, go for a run, go for a walk, go shopping, you know, do what you need to come to that decision on your own. Because if you have all of these, you know, outside influences coming in, you're not gonna make the choice that's gonna make you happy at the end of the day. And honestly, right now, I'm happy. For the past 3 weeks since Jayna came out, it's been the happiest we've ever been, which is so, like, not to say that I wasn't happy with James, my husband, but it's even more so now, like, for me at least, I'm falling in love with Jayna, which is weird because they didn't change. It's just, mannerisms and, the way she says things and the way she talks about things and those sorts of things. I'm re-falling in love with this person. And I've never been happier, which is, out of the blue insane sometimes. Thinking that, well, I married this person who on the inside was this person, but this person is now wanting to come out of the shell. It's a mess. But I love her anyways. Also, another thing, if you're going through this as a spouse and if you're in my situation, you have one kid. I want more family. I want a bigger kid. I want, more kids. I want more babies. If that's the case, look at your financials, go sperm bank route, go sperm donor route, whatever you feel comfortable with. Unfortunately, we were told that Jayna, her sperm was not going to survive the freeze, which really hurt. I'm not going to lie, I think I cried probably 2 or 3 days just about that. It's not easy for me because I would like them to all be biological, but at the same time, it's not the end of the world. For me, at least, it's not the end of the world, and it's not something that's going to be a make or break in our marriage. So we've decided to go down the sperm donor route because with us and our financials and everything, we would like more kids in the future. And yes, I know everybody's going to be like, well, what about adoption? What about adoption? I understand that. But I would hate, for me personally, there's nothing wrong with my oven. There's no inability for me to have kids. So for me to be like, oh yeah, well, let's go adopt a bunch of babies, for me, I feel like that's taking away from somebody who doesn't have the ability to, carry their own for 9 months. So, I feel like I'm taking a baby away from somebody else, which is really heartbreaking to me. And I cry even thinking about my son going off to school, and it's no, just pours of tears. And that's not what I want. So we're deciding to go down the sperm donor method. And who knows, maybe we'll adopt a bunch of babies, or be foster parents later down the road. But that's, again, later down the road. So I guess, we'll keep you guys posted on how this goes. Yeah, this is going to be an interesting journey. It's definitely, I learn new things every day. There's also a lot of great, literature out there and a lot of books. And also it's really great to talk to somebody. It's not only their journey, it's your journey too. And most psychologists that they go through sometimes will have you just ask. Sometimes they will let you sit in on their appointment with them and, talk about your concerns, because, it's okay to have your feelings too, because they have their feelings, you have your feelings. You don't have to shut off your feelings because of them. I mean, you don't have to shut out, you don't have to be, how do I put this? It's okay to be angry and upset and think that the world isn't right, or confused, or however you're feeling about, your significant other, because they're, it's okay to have your feelings. They're going through their own completely different set of feelings, and that's okay. And sometimes the psychologist that, Jayna and I go through, I sat in on her last appointment and we talked as the two of us, as a married unit, together about our concerns, about my concerns, my worries, and because it's not just their journey. Especially if you have family, the kids are a big important too. This is the ones that, luckily, our son is only 14 months, but so he's not going to really remember dad. He's always going to have 2 moms, which is totally okay. But for, some of the kids that are older, this is definitely going to be quite the transition, and kids are mean. Kids are assholes. I'm sorry, but kids are assholes. Kids are bullies. As simple as that. And honestly, if that's the case, then my guess would be talk to the teachers, get involved, talk to them, let them know that what's going on, so that if bullying does occur, then you know what's going on. But the kids also with the psychologist as well, because the psychologists, that handle transgender health are great with explaining these things and talking these things out with not only, you as the spouse, but with them as the kids, putting it into them to a context that this is who their other parent is. This is the other person they look up to. And, if you did choose a divorce route, I'm not saying go backtrack and, try to do, marriage counseling or whatever. I'm just trying to say you fell in love with that person for a reason. So maybe hear them out. I'm not saying it's going to change your mind. I'm not saying that, it's going to fix your marriage overnight. But hear them out, because part of you probably deep down still loves them. So, where was I going with this? Sorry, you'll notice I tend to get off track from here and there. But the psychologists are great. Yeah, psychologists are great. Doctors are great. The doctors are great, with medications and things like that. Also, that's the other thing. The internet's great too. I'm not saying WebMD everything, because, the usual thing with WebMD is you type in your symptoms and you're going to have cancer and die. That's not what I'm saying. But if you have, questions for the doctor, ask your partner, hey, can I, go with you to the doctor? Because it is their appointment, so you got to ask. Thank you, HIPAA. So you have to ask. But, it's great to talk to the doctor and just being like, hey, what am I supposed to look out for, for meds or things like that? Because I know Jayna is on T blockers, so testosterone blockers, and I think she's starting estrogen soon too. So for me, as I've always had estrogen in my body, and it's like I've gone through puberty already. Awesome, that kind of thing. But as the other person, Jayna might not realize that she has these symptoms that could be potentially harmful to her. And so me as a spouse who cares about her, I kind of need to know what I'm looking out for, so I don't WebMD something and I'll be like, oh my God, you've got, tongue cancer, or, whatever it might be. One of those things, because I care. I just want to be on the up and up so that I can help her to be the best her that she can be. That's, pretty much my spiel. Yeah, where was I going with this? Yeah. So, gotta, get those things on the up and up. Just talk. Honestly, communication still to this day has to be one of the biggest advice things that I can give anybody, is just talk. I get it, sometimes it's just hard. Sometimes you'll cry. Sometimes you'll get really heated with each other. And I get that. Just, talk. Because talking is better than not talking, even if it is just yelling at each other. Just get it all out. Get it all out and get it in the open. Honesty, communication, respect, that kind of thing. And also, as a spouse, know that they're not doing this to harm you or because they don't love you. No, they just, for many of them, it's, at least the way Jayna explained it to me, is that she feels comfortable with me as a person to become her true self. And I love her for that. Honestly, that probably has to be the most heartfelt thing that she's said to me ever. And so her becoming her makes me love her more. Because at the end of the day, she wants me to be my true self with her. And okay, so if my true self with her is blue-haired and, is sitting around, with pajamas eating Cheetos, then yeah. And if she's okay with that, then I think I can be okay with her having boobs. And I'm not trying to simplify this down or make a joke of anything, please remember that. But this is my take. And this is, me introducing myself, that I'm Sabrina. I'm Jayna's wife. I'm also her mentor, her support, her guide through becoming a woman, which I probably should start learning how to do makeup, because I have no idea what I'm doing. So if you have any good makeup links, you probably should comment those too. Or hairstyles or hair growth. I need help with this stuff, because I'm not, I grew up not being the girl who did all the makeup and girl who did her hair. Seriously, look at this. I'm short-haired for a reason. But this is a big change, and it's going to change your life, and it's going to change their life. And if you're staying as a supportive spouse, more power to you. We all gotta hang in there together. Also, if you need to, again, you need to talk about anything, I'm here. Shoot me a message, or shoot her a message. Also, my videos will be in my own playlist because this is her page. And I'm respecting that, but she wants my opinion on things because that's just how we are, and my updates on how things are going. Yeah. So I'm gonna sign out for now. I will see everybody later with my coffee scrub video, and I'm actually going to show you how to do that. But I will be back later. See ya.